Welcome, David, to DMEXCO 2019 here in Cologne. It's a pleasure having you. I always start out the interview by asking, please introduce yourself, and what do you do, and why is the trade show interesting for you?
Thank you very much. My name is David Goddard. I'm the Vice President of Global Programmatic Strategy at BBC Global News. BBC Global News, for those who don't know, is a commercial arm of the BBC. We monetize the digital and linear portfolio of the BBC outside of the UK to return value back to the UK property. So, DMEXCO, it's my 5th year now. Well, you said you're 11, so I'm halfway there. Really important, we have some fantastic opportunities to engage with our global clients here and also the tech vendors that provide us with the solutions that we do to really monetize our digital portfolio outside of the UK. So, great opportunity to learn more about them and what they're trying to what solutions they're bringing to problems we have in the industry now that could impact our business in 2020 or further on. Okay,
great. So you mentioned some problems, and I think for advertisers, often if you go into the digital world, it's a little bit unclear where their ads appear, how they're distributed, and so on. You are a very firm believer in the term programmatic guaranteed. Can you expand a little bit on that? And what does it actually, for those who are not in the industry, what does it actually mean? Why is it important?
You made me sound like a programmatic guaranteed extremist here. But, look, programmatic guaranteed has been at the core of our go-to-market strategy for the last 3 years now. Really, when it was in its infancy, we adopted early on because we saw some of the bigger challenges that we had in programmatic then being addressed with this solution. Effectively, many would say it's the automation of certain processes within a direct insertion order. So the way we bought digital traditionally, some of those are now being automated because we're able to put them through RTB pipes. But effectively, programmatic guarantee is just an automated way of buying media, but this time in a futures market and at a fixed price over a guaranteed time period. So that's it really in our terms. Why is it important to our business? Look, everything is going through programmatic pipes now, or significant portions. It's no longer a siloed way of buying, it is becoming digital. And as more and more inventory and advertisers' revenue are flowing through, high-value pieces of inventory are being sought after. And there is more need to secure them in a futures market now, so whether that's high-quality video or high-impact takeovers, programmatic guaranteed is enabling us as a publisher to sell them to a client. It is also enabling a client to have the control to say, how is that additive to my overall campaign? And if I've spoken to that user in a guaranteed environment, how can I stop speaking to them and wasting digital budget on them in maybe an open auction environment as well? So it's really closing the loop. Okay. In the way we're buying digital, something that direct insertion orders, which is still important to our industry at the moment, are not doing.
So establishing a future market, something we know from stock trading quite well. How long do you, like when you say you're getting a fixed price for a certain period of time, what kind of time frame are people thinking? Is it 3 months, 6 months, a year? Is it the length of an average advertising campaign? What's kind of the measure when you say a time period into the future?
Wouldn't it be amazing if advertisers were saying, here's my yearly budget?
Exactly.
That would make life so much more easy. No, it's a lot of programmatic guaranteed are kind of following direct insertion order patterns. So whether it's a quarterly booking or a monthly booking, it really depends on the client and what needs are. Some are booking for a weekend for the high value takeovers where large budget is, and then running their always on campaigns who prefer private marketplaces. There is no strict pattern to say this is the right way of doing programmatic guaranteed in whatever market you're doing it in. Really, it's what's right for your business. And is programmatic guaranteed additive, and does it make sense for your campaign? If yes is the answer, fantastic. Doing the right way for your client.
So timing can be, many different aspects can influence timing, but you said, or in that future market, you're matching inventory and ad spend. Is that something that's done by humans, or is it purely a technology that drives the matching process and the price guarantee into the future? And it can be a little bit of both.
Yeah, well, look, we're all using technology to give us greater levels of insight to make better decisions, whether that's on the buy side or the publisher side. But effectively, a lot of the decision making within our industry, which may be based on data, in the end is done by humans. That's why we're all here.
Okay, so human interaction on a trade show is still really important. Now, what I find interesting, or what's probably a big problem for you, is that on the inventory side, there feels that there's a rapid increase in inventory all the time. So if you look at Amazon advertising formats, at different platform advertising formats, they're adding new ad formats, which in the end is just like adding new inventory to the market all the time. How do you predict prices, or why are prices not going significantly down, up? Because in a market where inventory is almost added every second at an incredible rate, why are prices seemingly going up while inventory is going up?
The overall amount of inventory in the industry, yes, is growing as more people are putting inventory out there, but not every website is valued equally. So our prices are going up as we're seeing greater volumes of, or greater numbers of advertisers seeking high quality inventory in programmatic. We're seeing this even more so with the likes of SPO, supply path optimization as well, where they're reducing the number of exchanges that are working from and going for some of the bigger and better exchanges with a higher quality inventory in, because of concerns around brand safety, quality, viewability, and challenges like that, which need to be addressed in this industry. This means that publishers such as ourselves are seeing that increase of inventory as more buyers also are moving into programmatic and looking for those smaller opportunities, or pushing that inventory to higher quality publishers, meaning that we are seeing that inflation of price. There is still low value inventory out there in the market where if you have a really tight CPM goal, you may push your inventory too. But we are making sure that the best of our inventory is being made available to clients, whether they're buying in a direct, programmatic guaranteed, or programmatic environment, meaning that the quality of inventory and the price of inventory is inflating.
It is inflating, and now we talked about what you do, that inventory is going up. Let's talk a little bit about the advertising and media budget side. I think from my experience over the last 2 years with Amazon entering the market, and I'm sure you get a lot of questions around that, a bit of advertising budget has been shifting solely to that channel, and especially here in Germany, as we can see or predicted, that shift is increasing in speed, and you're talking about very serious volumes that are now being placed directly into Amazon advertising and picking up the consumers where they are making their purchasing decision, or even using that data to go and display it through other channels. Do you feel that impact already? What are your thoughts around it? Do you want to punch Jeff Bezos? So what's the feeling with that shift that we're seeing over the last 12, 24 months increasing in speed?
It's great that advertisers have far more choice now to find high quality inventory or inventory that makes sense for them. I think we operate in a different field, so we may not be feeling the pinch like others. Absolutely.
Could you expand on that? Why are you operating in a different field?
You go to Amazon to purchase something, therefore they're probably their intention to buy is high, and that makes a lot of sense for advertisers who are looking for a direct response campaign, something with a really tight cost per acquisition. We're seeing a vast increase in brand advertising at the moment, and they're trying to look for high quality environments where users are of a certain high net worth individual who are consuming in a less task-focused frame of mind. When you're going to Amazon, you're looking to buy something quick, and now I know I have children. Amazon is a lifesaver, but within the BBC, you're looking at probably more branding environment and things like that. So I'm sure Amazon are going for that brand budget, but at the moment we see a significant global brand budget coming to the BBC through programmatic pipes still.
I mean, that's definitely great, but it also implies that the advertisers can make the differentiation really well. Do you see that in the way they're using their ad budgets? Because in the end, you're somewhat competing for the same euro that they can only spend once, so to speak. Do they make mentally the clear cut between brand advertising and purchase advertising?
I'm sure they're doing it as well with regards to data. If we are offering a high quality, brand safe, highly viewable environment for their advertising, the data they see on post-campaign analysis will mean that they'll reinvest, and we're seeing that over and over with our advertisers. I'm not privy to the performance metrics that they get from Amazon, so I'd love to see that if anyone's willing to share that. But I'm sure there is data that proves those decisions, as we have data to make decisions on optimizations and things like that.
Okay, so you think right now you're not feeling the impact so much because people are differentiating in terms of the advertising format. If you look a year or two in advance, if we had a crystal ball here and could see the future, where do you think advertising is going? Is it going to be more a shift towards the big platforms, or is there a good case to separate your purchase, your brand budget, and go through other channels to distribute your advertising budget?
Absolutely, I think.
I know you would say that.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you've only got 3 lines on a plan, advertisers would be taking that in-house, or only a small team would doing it. We're not seeing that in the industry. Yes, they achieve scale on these larger platforms, but I don't spend a significant amount of time on these larger platforms myself. I'll go on, do what I need to do, and move on. A lot of time is spent on news publishers and other, premium publishers at the moment. And if time is spent on there and users are still engaging, we're reaching 190 million unique users globally, advertisers will find them and want to spend money with them.
Great. Well, first of all, thank you very much for the insights into your business. And and obviously it's great meeting you here in Cologne. I always like to finish and ask the one final question. A lot of people here are very enthusiastic about digital. We all see the chances, the opportunity it gives. But again, I think in Germany, in the UK, globally, you see a lot of companies struggling with digital transformation. And I'm trying to take a sample of all the great minds I get to interview here today. Why does digital transformation fail in so many companies?
I don't think it's not failing is a form of learning. I think we have to fail to succeed eventually and find it. At the moment, digital transformation means we're trying to engage with users through a looking glass. You have your iPad there. That is the way companies are trying to take their organization and enable you to engage with their product through that. It's challenging. Not all products can move to the digital screen. But I think things will change, opportunities will change. There's a significant number of companies around here in this building now talking about voice, the connected home. So maybe those companies who have been trying to transform into a digital world will get a second opportunity with this new digital, world breaking out through the looking glass and actually merging with our real world. So maybe if your company didn't work on a small screen, it will work through a voice device, or work through the connected home now as well. So there's going to be more opportunities to succeed in this new digital world.
So in essence, the argument could be technology change is still at such a quick rate that there are so many possible ways to grab your consumer, to interact with your client, that there should be opportunity for everybody to move ahead into the digital world quite successfully.
I agree. 20 years ago, we were doing it through a desktop. Today, we're doing it through mobile devices more and more. In another 20 years' time, who knows what it looks like, but it could be voice devices, could be your fridge. You never know.
I know, and it's easy to forget. I think the iPhone came out in 2007, which is 12 years ago. So, and now I think everybody we see in this room has one in his pocket or her pocket. And
the other mobile phone brands are available.
And there are others available, but a smartphone in general, only 12 years ago. So, very exciting. Look, it was a pleasure having you here and getting the insights into how advertising is spent correctly, and it's great having you in Cologne. Thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.